Hey guys, this is Gizmo, and today I'm going to make a quick video for modders for a trick that people might not know about that I like to use a lot in order to save time when making different cars for automation inside of the same family. This trick can be used to turn a short wheelbase into a long wheelbase and vice versa, or turn a 4-door into a 2-door if you plan your things ahead correctly. So what we have here is the short wheelbase Model Ace mod. That's the town car body, and what I did is I made a copy of it. Now you see there's the skin and the morpher here, the morph target modifier. I've removed them from this one when I copied it, and then I made those modifications. I didn't add or remove any vertices. So first off, if you want to make a car with this trick, you have to make sure that you planned your geometry on the first variant of it in such a way that you're not going to need to add any vertices, and you have to make these checks and check that you won't need any more modification, any more vertices to get to this point from this point before you add the skin and the morpher to this one, because the trick will let you save the steps of redoing the skin and the morpher. So in order to keep them, you need to make sure that you're not going to add any geometry to this in order to get to this point. So I made a copy, I modified it to turn it into a long wheelbase. I made this with a list of change that I wrote down while making the first long wheelbase Ace car. So if you need to change many cars in this trick, with this trick, note down all of the steps so it's easier for you to get exactly the same result each time. Once you get to this point, what you're going to do is go to the morph target modifier here, and you're going to plug this car here, like if you were going to make a long wheelbase morph target, except obviously that's not what you're going to do, because this is stupid, and inside of the game the wheel would stay here and it would be pushed forward. It would not be pushed forward, rather. So this would be pointless in game as is, but this is only a tool in order to reach another goal. So that's what you're going to do. You plug it, you put it to 100%. Next step is to make another copy underneath. Don't care about the name just yet, but you're going to remove the skin. Keep the morpher on this one, but not the skin, because that way it will stay below. Now I'm going to select all of my morph targets here from the original ones, and I'm going to see that there's 18 objects, so there's 18 morph targets on the car which are needed. So I'm going to make other copies underneath. I have one yet. I have one already, so I'm going to make 17 copies. Don't care about the name yet. Keep the morph target on all of these for now. Now this one, since this one's pretty much as we want it, so even though the new morph target for the long wheelbase is activated at 100%, you're going to collapse 2, removing the morph target but keeping the skin. At this point, the base geometry for this car has been baked, so the modification for the long wheelbase is now permanent. It's inside of the car, and the skin for the car is still working. So at this point you go into the editable mesh, and you're going to preemptively add a new empty morph target modifier here, but we're going to leave that for now. And now we're going to get into the fun part. So we're going to select the first card below. It's already having, if I look lower here, it's got the long wheelbase modifier at 100%. I'm going to make the beleive morph target at 100%. I'm going to rename it beleive collapse. This becomes permanent, and I'm going to do this. This is, what is this? Flat roof collapse, and I'm going to repeat this for all of the other morph targets for this car. And when you're done, you go back up here and you go into the morpher, and you simply plug those new modified long wheelbase morph target into the car, and there you go. You've got those new morph target, and they're activated, they work, and the car is long wheelbase. You didn't have to redo all of the morph target and the skin Skin also is still working. So this will save you a ton of time for keeping the animations, the deformation of your car when you're making another variant. One tip that I would like to say is if you're making like a four-door out of a two-door, the only thing that you need to make sure that you're doing right before you start making the skin and morph targets is to make sure that you have enough geometry flat against the body here in order to push it inside and make a panel gap when you're making the modification. And of course you can also change the smoothing group on the original car without breaking the animations, so that you're able to cut the panel from the rest of the body so that the smoothing group don't blend in together. So that's a good way to save time while making certain car variants, which need to be different and separate from another one, but also doesn't need much more definition or no more definition than another car that already exists in your same family. This saves you a ton of time, and it's a trick that I use all of the time. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you save time while making your mods.